Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Siegfried Armory. My name is Robert Siegfried. I apologize for my voice. I'm recovering from laryngitis, but I decided to make a video anyways, so here we go. Today I'm going to be talking about the side sword. The side sword is, in my opinion, one of the most underrated swords of all time. Even many sword enthusiasts do not know what a side sword is, because it is so underrepresented in modern films and literature. Put simply, it is the sword which best illustrates the transition between the medieval arming sword and the Renaissance rapier. This particular side sword is based on a piece in the Wallace collection which was made in the early 17th century. Side swords were very popular throughout the 16th and 17th century as a replacement for the arming sword, offering greater hand protection and thrusting ability at the expense of some cutting potential. To understand the reason for this shift in priorities, we need to use every sword enthusiast's favorite word: context. By and large, the most common injury related to sword fighting is a hand injury, and up until the 17th century, hand protection hadn't changed that much on swords. Instead of changing the hilt of the sword to protect the hand better, generally they changed the actual armor that was worn on the hand. So the basic cruciform hilt of most arming swords was fine for a very long time. If the guard didn't stop a blade from sliding down and hitting your hand, then a gauntlet was the most popular solution. However, when armor started falling out of favor, it became more and more important for hand protection to be integrated into the hilt of the sword. This is when more complex sword hilts begin to arise. The side sword is a combination of two philosophies. First, that the sword must protect the hand better, and second, that thrusts are safer, faster, and deadlier than cuts. The result was a winning combination: the complex hilt and the acute thrusting tip. In fact, these two things complement each other. The complex hilt puts most of the sword's weight near the hand, which makes the point far more nimble. The trade-off for this is you lose cutting power, because there's very little weight in the tip of the blade. It can still cut, but that's generally not how you want to be using this sort of sword. The reason I think that this sword is not only underappreciated, but one of the best sword designs of all time, is that it is the most advanced sword I would still consider to be a general-purpose weapon. Weapons which came later, like the rapier, generally fill a specialized role that they don't do well outside of. For example, with the rapier, it's a specialized dueling weapon, and there's no better sword for a one-on-one duel against an unarmored opponent. However, a rapier's blade is generally so light that I do not consider it a sword capable of cutting, and I'd not trust one to survive blocking a strike from a halberd or poleaxe, which makes it not very well suited for the battlefield. Whereas with the side sword, the thicker, arming sword-like blade is strong enough to take such a blow relatively undamaged and still be useful after, so long as it's well made. While the side sword is not the perfect sword for any specific situation, it's an exceptional sword for any situation, and that well-rounded nature is why I think it's one of the best swords around. Thank you for watching. If you're interested in seeing more videos like this one, subscribe. I'll get around to making them eventually. Have a nice day.